basement, and there's all these cobwebs everywhere. I don't understand because I know that I killed every single spider in here. But that's alright. But the weird thing is, when I get to my staircase to go get more of the pesticide, there's this woman on my staircase, and she goes, "Oh no, please don't hurt me." And then I go, "Hurt her?" I barely know her.
Okay, so I'm down at the laundromat. You know, I'm washing my clothes, and
touch me, man.
as I'm like, I put all my clothes in the washer, and hey man, hey, don't do anything rash. I'm about to like, I've just put all of my clothes in the dryer, and it's like drying off. So that's the last step before I can go home. And this girl walks into the laundromat, and she goes, "Hey, Andrew, is that you?" And I'm like, hi? Do we know each other? And she's like, "Yeah, we used to date back in high school." So I look to the guy next to me and I say, "Date her? I barely know her."
And then add 2 more. And then.
Alright, I'll be here all night.
Hey, you survived. Thank you.
Anyway, so
On my target and pull that goddamn trigger.
Thank you.
So like yesterday it was real nice weather in Denmark. So I'm out for like a bicycle ride to enjoy the weather, you know? And as I'm going down the street, like down by the harbor, like by the water, like going pretty slow, like just enjoying the scenery, I get stopped.
Some
Like,
random bitch out of nowhere, briefcase bomb. Puts it on the spokes to the bike. You trip, fall over, briefcase explodes. Boom, you go have sex with anybody.
actually not. This random woman, she goes, "Hey Andrew, hi, it's been forever." And I'm like, "Hello? Do we know each other?" And she goes, "Yeah, we used to date back in high school." So I turn to like my bike and I go, "Date her? I barely know her." I'll be here all night. So that's what I was trying to say. I'm out jogging, you know, because I'm trying to get in shape for the summer. And it's late at night.
Here you go.
I have like a black hoodie on. I'm like out in the streets. It's like late at night because I don't have a job right now, and the police, believe it or not, actually pull me over. And like, "Excuse us, sir. What are you doing out this late?" I'm just going for a run. But one of the police officers, this lady, she goes, "Andrew, is that you?" And I'm like, "Hello? Have we met before?" And she's like, "Yeah, we used to date back in high school." And I look at the other officer and I go, "Date her? I barely know her."
Huh?
Tough crowd. So, as I was saying, my dear friend, I'm out fishing with my brother. We do that sometimes because there's like kind of he's a bit younger than me, so it's kind of like a bonding thing for us to go fishing and have that time between.
Not naked person here.
And having like that time. Thank you, Gab. I appreciate that. Having that time together, like just one-on-one, just fishing, is very like passive thing, you know. You just sit there and just wait most of the time. Actually, it's just a thing where you enjoy nature like that. But actually, with fishing, my brother actually gets a bite, like a really big bite.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like his fishing rod. It's like we're afraid his like rod is gonna crack because it's not like a real like sports thing. But he pulls it up, and believe it or not, he actually caught a lady by the cheek, and she, fuck.
A lady.
Yeah, he caught a lady by the cheek. Like she was out swimming and she got caught by the fishing rod. And she actually were like, "Oh my god, we're helping her out on the boat because it was like out like in the middle of the ocean at this point." And she goes as she get in the boat like, "Andrew, is that you?" And I'm like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "Yeah, don't you remember we used to date back in high school?" And I go to my brother, "Date her? I barely know her."
Isn't that
I'll be here all night. Okay, to celebrate, I have another story actually. Alright, so I'm actually on my way to space in a rocket because that's something I do on the weekends, you know, being a little astronaut, we call it a little trolling. But anyway, I've just entered orbit, like just for a little spin around the earth, you know. And as I'm going to like open the compartment with all my dinner in it, this woman, she crawls out of there and she goes, "Andrew, I never thought you would have found me." And I go, "Who the fuck are you?" And she goes, "Don't you recognize me? It's me. We used to date back in high school." And I go, "Date her? I barely know her."
Hey, corn guy.
Hey, what up?
Don't kill corn guy.
No, don't kill me. Because I actually have a really cool story to tell. Because I'm actually. So this is like a few years back when I was still at boarding school, and damn, this is a really aggressive crowd tonight. So like I'm.
Down. Was he imposter?
So I'm like on my way back from boarding school. This is actually like the day that I graduated the ninth grade. You know, so I'm going home like to live alone home again, and me and my then girlfriend, now wife, we're going to McDonald's.
Oh.
And like this is before Corona and all stuff. So we go inside to order, you know, and
Yeah.
and we go up to the counter and I'm like, I wanted that I want like you know like the Big Mac chicken they have like with extra mayo.
Yeah.
Delicious. Right now, I order that, and my wife gets like some gay ass salad. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. Like more power to him, but like it's a salad, you know, at McDonald's. Like
It's 2020.
like who does that? But anyway, we order. First of all, like they did have like the screens at this point, but we go up and we get our food. And the girl who gets the food, she looks at my wife and goes, "Emily, is that you?" And I'm like, "Huh?"
Oh my god.
And then my wife goes, "Yeah, we used to date back in high school." And then the waiter looks at me and she goes, "Date her?"
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I barely know her.
Don't do it.
Alright, so I'm on the toilet and I'm taking a big ass dump. Like my asshole is like stretching. It is so massive because I ate way too much rugbrød. And as I'm sitting there, what?
Did it tear open? Were you bleeding?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I was like, I felt like if I was pressing any harder, I would like just split in half, like all the way up. But anyway, as I'm sitting there, completely my face size is like, my face is like done being red, you know. It's like purple at this point, you know. And I'm like really, I'm like in the zone of taking this
Why
shit.
are you shooting?
And at that point, when it's just coming out, this girl, no shit, she comes up through the fucking shower drain, and she goes, ugh, she's like all covered in gunk from the sewers, and she goes, "Andrew, we used to high school date," and I go, "High school? I barely know her." So I'm jacking off, you know, and as I'm sitting there, like, I'm fucking gorilla gripping that shit, like my hand is
Ow.
purple from the force. And as that happened, my window fucking bang, 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 it shatters. And this woman, she rappels in through my window and she goes, "Andrew, stop that right now.
He was a thief.
You gotta, I don't have time to explain, but we used to date back in high school." So I turn to the girl on the computer and go, "Date her? I barely know her." Okay, so
Dab me up.
in my family, you know, I'm like the only guy who's kind of like techie. So I'm not techie, but like who has an interest in like video games and stuff. So I was the first guy to like, well, I'm the only guy in my entire family to have like a VR headset. And my little brother, he's like, he loves video games as well. Like, but he doesn't really play them that much because my family doesn't really invest that much money in them, and he still lives at home and stuff. So one night he came over to like play some games with me.
Wait, where
And,
listen?
And like we were playing
say no.
all of the games. He was playing some Beat Saber, you know, some Spider-Man simulator, some fun stuff, you know. And he wants to play a fighting game. So I boot up some Boneworks and some stuff, and I teach him how to reload, and I put him in an arena, and you know. And he gets in there, he shoots his first magazine, the gun's empty, and he takes a magazine out, and he's panicking, he's standing there, he's getting hit by all sides, and he can't get it in. So what this kid does, he takes a step back and he fucking throws at the first guy, and he goes up and he fucking bam, he headbutts the first guy, and he just went around fucking with the bare hands. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen. But at that moment, my mom comes in, and there's a woman right behind her, and she's like, "Hey, Andrew, look who I brought." And I'm like, "Who's that?" And she goes, "Are you seriously, Andrew? We used to date back in high school." And I look at my brother and say, "Date her? I barely know her." Okay, so I have a roommate at the moment, a guy who I know all the way back from like middle school. His name is Christian. He's a fucking great guy. Fishy Lad on SoundCloud. Shout out to that man. He's fucking great. Makes some good ass music. But anyway, like we're both going through some shit in life because we're young. We're figuring shit out. So we live right next to like what's called the fjord in Danish, and it's like a big river pretty much. And we're down there. We're having a talk about life and stuff. And it's been real deep from. Oh yeah. My floor is there. I can't. That's fine. We're having a pretty deep conversation at this point, and we're sitting down there. Oh, thanks, man. Goddamn. We're sitting down.
Hey.
we're sitting down by the water, you know, and
Yo,
here you go, yeah,
yeah.
No, but we're sitting down by the water and we were talking, you know, and like we start hearing this like all through the night. We hear this like weird splashing down from like, down from like from the. Thanks, yeah, that's fine. Just go to the taxi. It's okay. And we hear this weird splashing, and every time it happens, we kind of like stop from and listen to it, and like goes away. But then all of a sudden, it like crescendos. It gets real loud. It like water is coming up from the pier, which is fucking weird because the water is completely still. And you would not believe what happens next. But this girl climbs up over the harbor onto our bench that we're sitting on, and she goes, Andrew, Andrew. I barely know her.